What's up, YouTube? It's Mr. Bernanell coming back after a 2-year hiatus. I don't know, it sort of feels weird, but I'm here. Let's talk about it. Let's see, what have I been up to? Oh, last year I moved to the West Coast, moved to the Bay Area. We live in Berkeley now. Moved from Durham. I want to give a huge shout out to Durham, North Carolina, the Bull City. Y'all really represented well this week. Monday taking down the Confederate statue. Wednesday showing up, I think it was Wednesday or Thursday, showing up 200 plus to turn themselves in for taking down the Confederate statue at the old courthouse on Main Street. And then Friday, for mobilizing. It was rumored that the Klan and other white supremacist groups were going to come and march in downtown Durham. So defend Durham, they rallied, and thousands of people were out there in mass within 2 hours. So yeah, big ups to Durham. I like that. I like what I see. Please keep it up. I don't know why I stopped making videos. I just did. It's no real rhyme or reason. It's just, you feel it, you make a video. If you don't feel it, you don't. And for the most part, I wasn't feeling it. And I probably wouldn't be making this video now, but I just wanted to share some thoughts on what you should do if you are having thoughts of cutting your hair. 2 weeks ago, was it 2 weeks ago? Yeah, it's 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, I woke up a Saturday morning, and the overwhelming thought that was in my head was, cut your hair. It's time to cut your hair. I'm tired of it. It's getting on my nerves, etc., etc. And it was strong, and it was very strong. I felt convinced that day I was going to cut my hair, to the point where I asked my brother-in-law to borrow some his clippers, because I don't know, it's been 7 years. I've been growing these for 7 years, so I was going to cut them with the scissors, and then not knowing what it would look like, I needed some clippers to cut them because it was a Saturday. It would have been a Saturday evening, and I know barbershops aren't usually open on Sunday. At least I think so. I don't know. It's been a long time since I had a cut. But I held off and then said, okay, well, I'll cut it the next week. I'm cut it the next week. And for about 2 days, I believed it. It was in my mind. And I did it on purpose. And I did it to say, as far as just waiting a week, because I could have got a haircut on Monday. But I wanted to see if the feelings were real. And so that's what I want to talk about today. It's just pretty much if you have any thoughts and they just come out of nowhere, give it a couple of days. Give it a couple of days. See if the feeling is real. See if it's just not a momentary, fleeting thought that you may regret. This is, like I've said previous, the third set of Freeform dreads, but probably my sixth set of dreads from back when I used to twist them. Now, I've had these thoughts before and just acted on them. And most of the times when I had the thought of cutting my hair, it was usually, I cut it within usually 24 to 36 hours. And so I think this time if I would have cut my hair, I would have regretted it. I definitely would have regretted it. I'm not ready to part ways with it. The feeling went away. Sometimes it just takes a nice wash, nice pampering of your scalp to make you appreciate your hair again. And if it's getting on your nerves as far as just always being in your face or being pulled, you put it up, put it in the cap. I have about 4 and I have one that I can go to sleep with, but usually I just grill with it. It's become my chef's hat. But either way, just try to make sure the feeling is real. You want to make sure that this is truly what you want to do. Give it a couple of days. This is the second time in the past year and a half I think I've had these thoughts this strong, and what helped me was telling somebody. So first time I told my wife, and we discussed it. Not like she had a say in it, but just to definitely let her know that this is on my mind. And I think just by getting it out. So this time I told my wife, told my kids, and reached out to a fellow YouTuber and let her know that I was thinking about it. And and she let me know that those thoughts have come across her mind too. And I think this is something that we all think about from time to time. If it's on your mind more than it's not, and every other day you really want to cut your hair, then and it's something that's been going on for a couple of days or weeks or even months, it might be time to, there might be just universe saying, look, do something different, cut it and grow it back, or just cut it and do whatever you want with it. It's your hair. But if it just comes out of the blue one day, I urge you um, just to take your time, give it a couple of days, give it a week, see if those feelings are still real, and then if they are, by all means, snip, snip. If it's a good feeling when you cut your hair, it is. And I don't think the previous times I cut my hair and regretted it. I've never really regretted it as far as reaching for a lock to pull. Like, oh my God, it's not here. What am I going to do? But sometimes I used to regret it looking at pictures. And especially when you start over, looking at pictures like, dang, my hair was so long. And it's going to take me 3 years to get to that point. Well, I've been growing mine for 7. And I've never, I think the longest before was 3.5 years. So 7 years is a huge accomplishment for me. And I don't know, I'm going to try to get to 8. If not, if I do cut my hair in the near future, it's because it was time. But trust me, I'm giving it a few days, I'm giving it a week to see if the feelings are real, and recommend that you do the same. So anyway, it's Mr. Bernardell coming back after 2 years. Hopefully it won't take me this long to make another video. But yeah, alright, peace.